We are still being on the preview of our World Cup 2026 right here on DOTT TV. And today we'll scale through the Group F that contains the likes of Netherlands, Tunisia, Sweden, and of course, Japan. Welcome back once again. Like I already mentioned, this is our World Cup 2026 preview right here on DOTT TV. I remain your host, Anthony Uche, and I will guide you through Group F. And of course, we'll start off with the Orange Boys, or the Oranje, as a lot of people will call them. Funny stats about the Netherlands at the World Cup. They are yet to lose a game in regular time since 2014, but still have not won any World Cup in that period because they've eventually lost on penalties. But to not have lost any game in regular time since 2014 edition of the World Cup is quite an impressive record. And of course, another record which a lot of them might not want to hear is, of course, the fact that Netherlands have gotten to 3 finals without winning any one of them, which is the most any country has gotten to a World Cup final without winning. So hopefully for their sake this time around, they go in search of that elusive World Cup trophy under the coach Ronald Koeman, former Barcelona coach, former Barcelona player, of course, a legend in the game of football. Will he guide the Orange Boys to glory this time around, accompanied by Captain Virgil van Dijk and the likes of Memphis Depay, Frenkie de Jong, as well as Tijani Reinders in the team? The sky is the limit, or perhaps for others, the starting points for the Orange Boys. And then, of course, we head over to Japan. Japan have made a very, very notorious name for themselves of being giant killers or giant slayers at the World Cup, with victims including the likes of Germany and Spain. If you remember 2022 World Cup, they beat Germany in very, very dramatic fashion to make sure that they advanced from the round of 16. And with the absence of Karu Mitoma, who got injured playing for Brighton in the Premier League, still, the Blue Samurai or the Samurai Blue Boys will still have hopes of a very, very impressive appearance at the World Cup. And whether or not they get to slay another giant this time around is left to be seen. Then another group is Sweden. Of course, Sweden had to go through the UEFA qualifications in March, the playoffs, under the coach Graham Potter, Englishman, of course, but with very, very strong links to Sweden back in the days where he coached a couple of Swedish clubs before he became the manager of Brighton and Hove Albion in England and rose to fame from that position. Of course, Victor Gyökeres, Dejan Kulusevski, not likely to play at the World Cup, as well as other stars who will be representing Sweden at the World Cup. Remember, having missed out in 2022, the pressure was huge. And Graham Potter, alongside Anthony Elanga, like I already mentioned, Victor Gyökeres, and others, including Victor Lindelof in that team, will give them a chance to not only appear, but at least go as far as they did in 2018 when they historically got to the third place playoffs, eventually losing out to Belgium in that playoffs final. Then, of course, you have Tunisia, the representative in this group from Africa. Tunisia's trademark defensive solidity at the back and then efficiency in attack, including the likes of Wabi Kazri, to score with minimum of efforts being produced, will no doubt put them in good stead at this year's World Cup. Whether or not Tunisia go as far as they have gone so far, in the World Cup is to be seen. But one thing is certain, they have finally cracked the code of qualification for the World Cup, because this will be Tunisia's 3rd consecutive World Cup appearance since they returned to the global first in 2018. That is all for Group F. I remain Anthony Uche, and thank you for watching. Keep it tuned for the next group.